सर थोड़ा सा टेप टर्न करेंगे, ज़्यादा भी सर वापस थोड़ी सी, बस सर बस, कैमरा देखिएगा, ओके सर, इसे स्टैंड बाय, थैंक यू प्लीज।
My dear students, my dear scholars and researchers, professionals, when we compare the scenario of post-Second World War and especially into the 70s and 80s, what we see here is that the American companies who were being advised by Professor Peter Drucker and Professor Kurt Lewin and others like him, especially in the automobile sector, how to improve their processes, how to improve their methods so they can bring in the efficiency and quality, especially in the automobile and electronic sector. They had a challenge. They had a challenge from the global players, especially the players Germany and Japan. And let me say, both of these countries, Germany and Japan, they were almost destroyed during Second World War. But the technical knowledge, the emphasis on quality, emphasis on learning new methods of gaining higher market share, gaining better competitiveness, American companies start feeling around the 80s that the new players are, especially in the automobile sector and in the electronic sector, Germany and Japan. Now, Germany, not only becoming a global player in Europe, especially with comparison to France and Great Britain, but rather in the electronic sector, in the automobile sector, and in the machine tool industry sector, they were giving challenge and competitiveness and a better market share to companies and the products coming from those companies from Japan and US. Germany, with its technical foundation, Germany with its technical superiority, even today, when you speak of precision engineering, when you speak of sensor-based automobiles, when you speak of sturdiness and long-lasting efficiency of the product, especially in the automobile, let's say BMW, Mercedes, Volkswagen, you see them in terms of precision engineering and technical efficiency better than Japanese and American. That's a challenge. So, high level of technical knowledge being placed in the process of different industry sectors in Germany, and the teachings of Professor Edward Deming and Professor Duran and how to improve quality and bring efficiency, how to cut down the cost, bring in the low-cost product, again in the automobile and electronic sector, Japanese were taking their edge, not only to German companies, but also the American companies. Now, US is a large market share, and Japanese, when their products start coming in the beginning, people didn't care about them. Consumers didn't care about them. But with the passage of time, when they looked into the high quality and low cost, you see, high quality and low cost. And what does a customer want? The Japanese learned this from the theories and thoughts and ideas. Which one? Total quality management. And quality assurance and quality control and quality management systems implementation in Japanese industry. Remember we talked about PDCA? That is a tool given by Professor Edward Deming to the Japanese company. Professor Duran, both Americans, they help the Japanese firms how to improve their quality. And when they speak of quality, they speak of quality assurance, they speak of quality control, they speak of quality management, they speak of total quality management. They brought in new tools. Remember the just-in-time method? That's a Japanese tool. So, in terms of high quality, Japanese learned the teachings and thoughts and ideas of Professor Deming and Professor Duran. Of course, there were Japanese scholars as well. Professor Ishikawa, he's the one who talks about internal customer and external customer. But the Japanese firms borrows these methods from Deming and Duran and grafted them into their indigenous management methods so that they can create efficient systems and effective systems. For example, TPS, Total Production System. It's a system of production designed and developed by Toyota. And then there came a time, we will see, there came a time that the American companies like Ford, General Motors, who never listened to Professor Edward Deming, being an American, had to call the Japanese companies like Toyota to teach us what is this total production system. So we will see as we go along. Thank you.